Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower. Let's face it, seeding in the nursery is tedious and time-consuming. Turn the drudgery into efficiency with the time and labor-saving Quick Click Seeder by Modern Grower. The Quick Click can seed a full nursery tray in seconds. It's fully compatible with all trays on the market, such as paper pot, airstrip, cell trays, prop tech, and more. The Quick Click can also be used for microgreens. Cut your time spent seeding by 75% with a Quick Click Seeder available at shop.moderngrower.co. And you've dealt with some farms and consulted with some farms, assisted some farms in the past who have dealt with tragedy on their own, and they've overcame it with magnificent results. Can you talk about some of those stories of people that have just faced bad scenarios and came out the other end looking great?
Sure. So I was just in Australia, middle of January. That's our peak summer. Some growers that I consulted to early on that become good friends. They've got a new business called Five Tails Farm, and they're an hour and a half south of Melbourne in Victoria, Australia. So I was their peak season. They started about 4 months earlier on brand new land. And we're having weather's getting weird. That's the new normal. They set up it's a 5-acre title that nobody had ever farmed successfully. And I'm pretty sure the reason is the soil. The magnesium is at 40. So if you punch the soil, you're going to have your arm in a cast. You're going to break your fist. And it's Mikey and his partner, Kes and Jess. There's 3 of them in this business. And they used to run, prior to this, a very successful farm called Mossy Willow Farm, 15 minutes up the road. And they were crushing it. So their new lease, they're in the same proximity. They've got all these relationships with restaurants. They used to have a thriving farmers market they attended. And their new lease, they set up, they put in concrete at the wash and pack that was already there. They put up a new greenhouse. They brought in a lot of compost. They brought some new tools. And then they had a super cold, wet spring. And on that soil, the water table just lifts. You know, they used to grow a full range of stuff, just be crushing it at the farmer's market. Everything just failed. And they were just like, what have we done? And moving forward, it was still cold and wet. It was pretty much cold and wet up till Christmas. Usually they're into the 30s Celsius by then. And they'd come and train with us heading to our last winter. And they were really keen to dial in fast crops, the salad model, wash and packs appropriateness, and to head into the retail space and or supermarket stacked onto their current enterprise. And moving forward, and they were really struggling. Turnover was really down. Crop variety was really down. And they just applied the model which Curtis formed, developed so well. Again, I'd like to mention his 2016 Farm Small, Farm Smart, the Urban Farmer series. Is so much good content in there. Yeah. So they just leant on the salad model. They're doing pea shoots in the field. We're going to do a podcast about that, just like we are. They're sowing 20 kgs each succession. Set up microgreens. They're doing a lot of transplanted lettuce into fabric with insect net on top. And there's a tractor there that basically they've abandoned any kind of bed prep because it's impossible. They're just composting on top, and they've just smashed out the salad model. Their income went from not a lot early spring, which is a time when you have incurring a lot of cost. They're under the pressure financially and with the climate, and they just doubled up on the salad model. Microgreens, pea shoots in the field, cut and come again lettuce, and direct seeded Mizuna. We got them using 70% shade over the Mizuna. They had a 30% increase there immediately. And prior to me going over midsummer, I'll say, which is middle of Jan, their turnover lifted. This is Australian dollars to 6,500, 8,500. And the week I was there, they hit 10,000 pretty much salad. They've got some cucumbers. They're pretty bonsai because of the soil. They've got some tommies, zucchinis, but the core, some carrots, but the core of what they're producing is mixed salad. And they've been hitting 10K. We're now middle of January, February, March. We're 10 weeks on consistently each week. I'll come back to it. But the core of their sales is 50% wholesale, 25% retail, 25% restaurant.
What do you think were some of the big keys for them to get back at it?
They're amazing growers. I would jump in there and say that, and John Jevons says this, farming is skills intensive. It's all the details. So honing in on the details and the optionality thing again, the salad mix, rather than doing head lettuce or just straight lettuce, they're combining, similar to us, pea shoots from the field, radish micros, Mizuna, lettuce. Straight away, the restaurant clientele, my take is you add micros into your field salad, it lifts the game. We won awards for both our salads. So suddenly they're, because they hadn't grown microgreens in the past, suddenly the restaurants are like, that salad is on, we want more. And they also started supplying wholesalers, and I was intrigued with this. Wholesalers were all over it too. And I think leaning on fast crops, embedding the optionality, embracing their long-term relationships with their market streams. So I'm pretty sure that they're not at the farmer's market. They pretty much replaced that with wholesale, and having wholesalers that'll come in and just take crates and crates of cucumbers, sell it in bulk. And yeah, I think the fast crops, optionality in relationships, despite, I'm going to say, their toughest growing season on new ground, it was amazing to see. And so on the Tuesday, they harvested 150 kilograms. I think that's just under 500 pounds. You might be able to help me there, Diego. And we're running an event with 20 other growers. We set up a long table, 3 sets of scales, and we bagged 150 kilograms of salad in about 25 minutes. It was like a salad party. It was just epic to see the lift off that they were achieving. That was their first week of hitting 10K. I could just see in their faces just how good a feeling that was, coming out of probably their toughest time in farming ever, and seeing the lift off that they had, and that they were going to be able to farm their way out of a pretty tough scenario.
Hello, growers. Want to boost your sales, reach new customers, and streamline your sales process, all from your home office? Ready Farmer 1, my book, is your ultimate guide to making it happen. Imagine increasing your farm's revenue without ever spending a Saturday at the farmer's market. The book will show you how to create, design, and market an online farm store, learn from real farmers sharing real stories about how they move their stores online, freeing up their weekends and increasing their sales. Get my book, Ready Farmer 1, on Amazon and transform your farm business today.